Hello everybody, this is Elissa from Ink Arts and Crafts, and today we are here to go over and look at all of my pens. So normally for the month of May, I'm a little bit behind this month because I've been traveling and whatnot, but normally for the month of May, I like to go through, sorry, I'm trying to turn my phone so I don't get distractions and whatnot. Okay, perfect. All right, because I hate it when it keeps popping things up. All right, so for the month of May, I like to go through and do my annual YouTube anniversary. This is what I have accumulated because my YouTube anniversary is only about a month or so after my diamond painting anniversary. Started diamond painting April 1st. I think I got the first kit in on March 29th or something like that of 2023. And then I started my YouTube channel, I think on 6 May of 2023. So literally I had been diamond painting for a month. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of the pens that I have accumulated. We already went over trays, and then we went over putties and waxes, and now we're going to look at my pens. And then sometime next week, potentially the week after, because it's going to be an ordeal to shoot, we are going to do my actual hoard. So all of my diamond paintings. That is to come, but it will be after my, month in review, after my my haul video of all the kits I got that month. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of these pens and see. I have a lot of pens. I have also pulled a bunch of pens for D-stash, but I still have a whole heck of a lot of pens. So we're going to kind of take a look-see at what we have. I have a handful of pens that I'm going to showcase first. Sorry, that's a heavy stuff. I've got a handful of pens I'm going to showcase for you guys first that are not in my containers. These are coloring pencil cases. I'm showing you how I store them. So let me grab my other pens actually, while we're doing this, because I have a handful that are in certain area, not in the typical areas. All right, so we're going to start off with the pens that I do not store in my coloring pencil cases. So we're going to do these ones first, and these are ones, and I'll talk about why I don't store them in there. Really, that's not all of them don't get stored in there. It's just these are the ones that are not in those. So first up, these two pens, technically I need to just get rid of them because they broke. I glued them back together. So there is some glue right in there. I don't know how well it has stabilized. Same thing, this one broke right in the middle and I glued it back together. I don't know how well it actually stabilized to be able to use it. I feel like it would be easy enough to use. This is one that was clear resin that has yellowed over time. This is a swamp wood pen. So it's clear resin that has yellowed over time. And I found that this one in particular, I don't mind the yellowing because I feel like it goes with the color palette that we have right through there. So some of them I see the yellowing and I'm gotta get rid of. Others I see the yellowing and I'm I really don't mind it. So these two technically are broken. They're the only two pens that I have broken. I still remember the minute this one broke. This one, I don't remember how it broke. I think it was just kind of faulty with the tearing that it had. But there's those two. I want to say this one was C'est plus beau tour or something like that. Or maybe it was a Peachy Keen pen. I'm not sure off the top of my head. These three are the ones that I keep in my travel box. So if I'm traveling somewhere, I usually take these three pens with me. This one is from Enabler's Outpost. It was a custom from Enabler's Outpost. It's one of my favorite pens. This one is from Leopard Leatherworks. It is one of my absolute favorites as well. This one is actually called Fire and Ice. And then we have this one right here. And this is from MTN Inspirations. It's actually the first MTN Inspirations pen I ever purchased is this one right here. And I absolutely love it. I think it is a gorgeous pen. Those are those three there. So those are ones that I store in my travel bags for those three. These three are actually the three pens that I am using right now, which is why they are separate. So I have this one right here, which is a glorious, gorgeous hybrid. So I had this one turned by Enabler's Outpost. This was a custom. This is another glorious, gorgeous rainbow pen turned by Enabler's Outpost, another custom. Here is another hybrid from that I had turned with Enabler's Outpost as a custom. So as you can see, these three customs, any of them that I could customize, with Enabler's Outpost, I have them with this type of grip because I like this to hold on to. I hold my pen like this. Everybody's a little bit different. This is how I hold my pen. That's my go-to. This one, if it's wide like that, I can still hold it that way. There's my normal style. This one is actually one where I kind of have to hold a little bit higher up and it doesn't have as much thumb grip. So that's about I can't go anything smaller than that for middle finger pointing position, but those pens. I have a lot of pens from Enabler's Outpost. In my large pen hoard, it's getting toasty already. So So I need to take off the sweatpants. We're getting toasty. Hey Mo, what are you doing? You wondering about Mochi Cat? She is wondering about. Okay, so these are going to be the pens that I have sitting on the pen tray. And that is because this particular pen holder, or these particular pens, are ones that if I stored them this way, could damage the pen. So we have this glorious, gorgeous beauty from Swampwood pens, which is one of my all-time favorites. It is glorious. I love the Tiffany blue and all the crystals. But with all these crystals, and especially crystals in the center, I can't put it into my normal pen storage. This one right here is a gorgeous little pen from, this is from Peachy Keen Pens, and it's one with captive circles, and it has the double captive circles. I love the color on this one. That one is also one that the captive circles, I didn't want to get injured. This is a fatty pen. Again, this is from Swampwood Creations. It's kind of one of those things where I feel like this has already started yellowing for that resin in there, because you can see how white it was supposed to be. So I'm like, ideally, I feel like, yeah, I like this pen. It's a little bit fatter. I feel like it's one that, you know, I wish that if it yellowed, all of it would yellow together, including that white portion there. So that one's kind of like a meh pen. Technically, I should get rid of these two that had broken, and I'm going to pull some of these pens out. Actually, this one had broken as well. This one is from Peachy Keen Pens as well. It's like a really cool, like, hybrid pen, so it's wood, and that's actually an actual gun shell, like an actual shell casing for ammo inside this like clear hollow space there. And you can see how I glued it back together right there. And I like the subtle blue swipes of that. So this was also technically one that had broken. It's one that I have not used because it is not a grip that I enjoy. So I'm going to put that one back over there with the broken ones. Here is another Fatty Swampwood Creations pen. It is a flower petal, like the flower blanks. I love those flower blanks like that. So, and it's a hybrid actually. So that one's a gorgeous stunner right there. We're going to need some space with it. Here is another beauty from Peachy Keen Pens. I do love my Peachy Keen pens. This one is super comfortable to hold on to, but like, look at those gorgeous little flowers on there. And because it has those ceramic flowers, I didn't want to risk them getting caught. So I kept that one as like store here. Here is from Lace and Laceworks. Lace, I don't know how we're supposed to pronounce it. This one has a captive ring. I only have the two pens with captive rings because I've decided captive rings are not for me because they kind of annoy me when I have them on there making noise. But it's a beautiful pen. It's very red, which is not like my go-to color, but that is this one right here. So if you wonder what I'm doing as I'm going through this, I'm trying to be like really brutal about what I keep and all of that. So the pens that I'm like not a super big fan of color wise, like it's a beautiful pen, but it's not my color. I'm putting them to get rid of. The broken pens are going to be separate, but I'm putting them to kind of pull for some destashing of stuff because I'm trying to wean down what I have. And this is the great way to do it. This one right here was one that I want to say that this is one that I had done with Enabler's Outpost, I want to say. For this one here, it's very pretty. I love the greens of it. And this one, I want to say it was a custom for that one there. I love the greens. This one was another Enabler's Outpost pen. This was a custom, and it was one of those like mermaid scale blanks. So pretty. I do really love this one. You can tell I've actually used these ones that have the multi-placer in them. I have not used those four right there at all. And this one right here is another Enabler's Outpost pen. It has little flamingos in it. And as long as it has a grip like this, I'm good to go. If you wonder how I put my multi-placers in, I actually hot glue my multi-placers in. It's easy, straightforward, and it's also really easy to get them out, again, if you need to. So that's how I do it. I hot glue them in with a glue stick. I used to buy a new multi-placer for literally every single pen, and then I was like, why am I wasting money? That's ridiculous. I should not be doing this. So now I no longer do that. So these are kind of like the one-off pens, which I have now weeded down a little bit. So we're going to put those over there. These three are going to storage, and then these ones I can put back over in my, I'm going to put these ones back over in my trinket tray because I love these. I think these two are probably two of my absolute favorites. I just love the vibrancy and the rainbow aspect of it. So, and then we're going to go over a couple things that are technically not pens per se, but they are just so, they're basically kind of like pen stuff. So I'm going to grab, these are some other miscellaneous things that I had laying around because, you know, I like to accumulate things. So a couple of these are not actual pens. So these 4 items are not pens. We're going to go over these ones. This is an Enablers Outpost pen. It's thin, and I used to get all of mine in like this super thin, but now I've been finding I like that thicker grip. So, and also, again, this is, even though it's more of like hot pink, it's not necessarily the style. Like the colorway is not something that I'm as much of a fan of, so I'm going to put that one in the D stash. This right here is actually probably my newest pen that I've gotten. This I bought at the day retreat down in Kissimmee, down in Orlando area. And this was turned by Stacy Travis over at Lady Lathe Customs by Design Co-op. So this was done by Stacy. I do love a good Stacy turn. I like how she does her grips because it's enough of a slope that I can hold there and put my finger there and have that grip like that. So I love this one. It's beautiful. So Stacy also started doing some putty pickers. So basically the whole purpose of the putty picker is essentially you use this right here to go in and like scrape your putty out, which I will do because this is old putty. So you guys can see what it looks like. You put it in and you just go whoop, and you can scrape your putty out and get your putty out of your multi-placer effortlessly, and you don't have to worry about bending tweezers. So this is a putty placer. I got 2 of them from her. This one is gorgeous. I love the white and then this blue, and then look at that little like pink bead and this gorgeous little pink flamingo. I thought that was perfection. I love it. And then she's got these little charms that sit on here. So that is a putty picker. I have 2 of them. I have that one. And then this is the other putty picker that I have. I'm going to throw that putty away. This is the other putty picker that I have from Stacy, and this one is one of those flower blanks, hybrid flower blank. It's stunning. This is basically this little like rubbery bead is to know, make sure how she was storing them to make sure that you don't bump into anything. I love these little, this little bead right here at the top. And then you've got some flowers to go with the flowers. So we have these little charms. I just thought that it was so cute. So I have these 2 putty pickers from Stacy Travis over at Lady Lathe. This right here is a seam ripper, and for some reason my seam ripper with use, the opening of it when I have it in just like this has gotten rather like easy for things. It was just like this top was falling right out. So this was a custom that I had done with MTN Inspirations. They make all sorts of things. So, and then you flip it around and you've got a seam ripper. So that's what I cut all of my sections with, is this seam ripper right here. And I love it. It's gorgeous. I did have to wrap a little layer of washi tape. Like right here, it fits fine and is nice and snug. But when I do it like this to close it down, even with the, you can see how even with the washi keeps it from falling out, but it's a very loose fit. And it didn't used to be that way. I don't know why it is now. And then the last one of these not really pen type things, this is also from MTN Inspirations. This is an X-Acto knife, or a craft knife, I guess you could say. And you can see, look at that blank. It's very pretty. And I had this one with the gems put on it. But yeah, so that is like an X-Acto or craft knife. So those are my non-pen accoutrements right here. These 2 live in my tray. In my trinket tray. These 2 I have not yet taken and put them anywhere. I think I'm gonna put this in this spot right here. Hey, Sue. So I'm gonna put that right there, and then this one needs to go in one of these albums once I have a space for it. So we're gonna put it off to the side. So now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the pens. And I do not think these are in the order I used to have them in anymore. I used to have them in specific orders, but I don't think I do anymore. There should be semi by shop. We will see. We will see. Hi, Carcass. Are you the Susu? This is a sushi baby. Look at the baby. Hi, baby. You want to show off your cute little face. You got eye boogers. Oh, eye boogers, Sushi. We got some baby boogers. She's like, Mom, stop picking at me. Because I'm constantly, you know, wiping her eye boogers off. But look at that little face. Look at my baby. I love you, baby cat. All right, so now we're gonna open up the pens and take a look at them, and Sushi's gonna help us. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so these are, I think, some of my early pens that I have in here. There are a bunch of different shops. Some of them I do not remember the shop off the top of my head for them. Oh gosh, I know because I've had a bunch of random shops. And now that they're not in order, because I used to put them in the order that I purchased them in, and now I do not have them in the order by which I purchased them. So they're in a different order now. So I'm like, okay, so which way would it be for some of these? So I want to say this one was a one-off that I had pen. I need to pull up my iPad and go to Etsy and see. for some of these pens, because otherwise I'm not going to remember this. We're going to go to Etsy. Okay, I just went through my entire Etsy pen history and I did not find this pen, so I cannot remember off the top of my head where I got this one from. It's an old one that I've had for a hot minute. I can tell because of the placers that are on it. It's got like a square tip and it's got one of the big placers. So I have not used these style placers since I first started diamond painting. So this was going to be one of my earliest purchases. This one would be one that, you know, it's a really fun, it's a pretty pen, but it's definitely not the, I like it, but at the same time, it's not like I would probably end up holding it like this now because this is not as comfortable to hold on to. So we're going to pull that one out and go in our D-stash pen pile right there. All right, this one right here is a Lazy River wood turning pen. It's kind of cool. It's got like wood to this really thin grip there, and then you've got like actual shredded money inside of it right up there, which is kind of a neat concept. It's not comfortable for me. It used to be, but I would have to hold it like this, but it's not comfortable for me. It's a really cool pen, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this one to get rid of as well. This one is from Madwood Wood Turning, who no longer is selling pens. This was, you know, that hybrid wood resin pen. It is a gorgeous pen. I am going to, this is, I think, the only pen I have from them. It's a little bit longer than my preferred size, but it's a very pretty pen and it's a hybrid, so I'm keeping that one. This one right here, I want to say, was this one a Creations Morin pen? I only have, I think, like one pen from Creations Morin, and I think this might be it. It's a very pretty pen. I don't know why I have it on that side, because I would definitely be putting the multi-placer on this side. So I am absolutely keeping this one. I'm just going to switch the multi-placer over to that side for future use. So, and this is one of those things that I found with pens in particular, is that my tastes have gotten to the point where they have kind of changed, and I've solidified down to finding things that I really do love. Here is another gorgeous, fun pen right here. I, for the life of me, cannot remember where this one was, and it did not show up on my list of looking, which means it's probably, and same thing, like this one right here is gorgeous. These ones are ones that I want to say that I had, were customs that I had turned, and I feel like I need to go back and look at my previous videos to figure out where I got these ones from. I like love this one. It's definitely a little on the thin side, but the color and the fact that it's a hybrid means I will absolutely keep it. This one, I'm like, I like it, and I love the turn of it, but at the same time, I'm like, meh, I have a lot of pens, so we're going to go ahead and pull this one out. We're going to see how many I end up doing. Here, these ones are some shimmering canvas pens. I love the heavy, heavy, heavy glitter in these shimmering canvas pens. Absolutely love the heavy glitter in them. But at the same time, I don't use 6-inch pens, and these are more of that 6-inch pen. They are stunning, and that's something I am obsessed with, is the heavy glitter. But again, they're gorgeous color-wise, but I may be like, can you make them smaller for me? Because these are too big. And two, I don't like working with that length. I like a good mini pen as well. So we're going to remove the broken pens out of the way. We've got a Sushi helping, so, you know, she's super helpful as she sits here in the middle of everything, being adorable. Look at that gorgeous pen right there. This one is a stunner. I love it. So anyways, you can see we've got some beauties, some Peachy Keen pens. Here is another one from Peachy Keen Pens. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the glitter and the blues of it. Then I have a few that I got. These are kind of like the one-off shops for some of these in here. So I want to say that these are from, oh gosh, what is it? It's, I want to say it starts with P. It's a Facebook page. Let me go over to Facebook and see if I can figure that out. I want to say that this is a Poshy pen. That's what I was trying to think of the name, and I knew it started with P. I think that's a Poshy pen. It's such a fun one, and it's big enough that I can hold it, like, grip-wise, I can hold it like that. This one is another Poshy pen. You can kind of, like, it's a similar style for that one there, but that's also a Poshy pen. This one is kind of like a fun muted rainbow coloring for that one. Here, I want to say this one was also a Poshy pen with a different turnstile, I want to say, for this one here, because they were all kind of grouped together. This one was, I think it's like Mike's Handmade Pens or something like that off of Etsy. For this one here, it's a really cool hybrid. I do love the blue and then the wood. I love a good hybrid. As you can tell, I've got, you know, a bunch of hybrids in here. This one is going to be my C'est Plus Beau Autour. This is one of them from the C'est Plus Beau Autour. This is one of their flower blanks. And then we have here, this is another one from them as well. which is a really cool, like, muted pastel vibey pen. It's a fun one. And I have used all of these pens. I want to say this one, I do not remember where I got this one from. I think I bought this one off of a D-stash, so I do not even know where it's from or who designed it or made it, but it's a fun color. I do like the sparkle glitteriness of it. This is another one that I think is also the C'est Plus Beau Tour, because it was the same order that I got this stacked one that I broke with, was this one here, which is also a stacked pen. So look at that. We're making good progress. We're kind of going through like our first bin. I'm going to have to shave some time off of it. And then I have these two, which are from I know these are a different make. I just don't know where it's from, and I don't have it recorded down because they are a little bit different. I want to say I got them from a small shop. I'm trying to think, like, did I get those also from, because I went through this like period where I was buying from all of their drops from C'est Plus Beau Tour. This one's a white one with like a little bit of the creaminess in it. Actually looking at it, this one I'm kind of like, meh, we're going to pull that one out. I do like the uniqueness of like this one being white like that. Here, this one I bought as a D-stash off of somebody, so obviously I do not know who made it, but it's gorgeous. I love it with like that embedded ribbony stuff. That's super cool. So there is that stunner. There are a few more. Oh my goodness, these are some pens that I'm like, I don't even know where I got them from. And that's what happens when you've had these pens for a hot minute. You start to forget where you get them from. Look at how gorgeous that one is. I want to say that one is like another Poshy pen for that one there, maybe. Here is kind of like a little bit tamer. It's so gorgeous. I love the purples of that one. And this one is a beautiful, beautiful pen. It's definitely big. It's a lot bigger than kind of what I like. I love the blank. I think this one's a cocoon blank, which is one of my favorite blanks to get, is a cocoon blank. But I think I'm going to pull this one out. Let me see. Do I want to keep that one? I feel like I've got a lot of purple pens. We're going to pull this one out. And we're going to pull this one out. As much as I am obsessed with this pen, with its color and everything, it's not a turn. Like, it's not comfortable for me to hold. It's kind of too long. I will do a fat pen, but it has to be a thin fat pen. This was actually a gift from a friend from Painting with Pitties from an event. This was like one of the prizes that I won. It was like a handmade polymer clay kind of a thing. I do not use it because it's very much just basically the polymer clay around, you know, one of those plastic tubes. So we're gonna move that one over there. Here I have a couple. These are my Norse Alchemist pens, and there's some gorgeous ones in here. Like, I love it. Look at all of the like add-ins and things that he puts into these pens. They're gorgeous. This one, it's like, not a fan of the grip style though. I've kind of gone away from this grip style. You can see that one has like potpourri, whatever you want to call it, inside of it. This one I do absolutely love. She is gorgeous. So I'm keeping that one. I love the gold in there. This is, again, still Norse Alchemist. And this is my favorite turn from Norse Alchemist, is this style with the grip right there. I love that one with just, you know, the nice pastel-y purple. And then we have like a white from there, which realistically I have another white pen that I find more interesting. I like this gold one from Norse Alchemist. And the purple with the silver glimmery stuff, that's because that's hot glue that you're seeing right there. And because of how I put my pen, that's how I do my things. Oh, this hybrid is gorgeous. This is another Norse Alchemist hybrid. I love the wood aspect with like the inlays of resin. Oh, so pretty. So that's another Norse Alchemist. And then here, these three are some of my favorite Norse Alchemist ones. Like, look at the color on here. I love me some gold glitter in a pen. That's something that I do really love. And look how vibrant that orange is. It's like you have these muted cooler tones, and then you go into the boom, pow for that. It's gorgeous. And this one, I like the purple glitter in there. Again, this is like a super comfortable grip to hold on to for me, is that style of grip. Here, these are some MTN Inspirations pens. So we're going to pull some of them over. So these are some MTN Inspirations, which I love, like this broad flat area to hold on to. This one is a flower blank, or a flower pen with all of those built-in resin inlays in the resin. And then we have this one right here, which is my flamenco pen. I have a couple flamenco diamond paintings, and I'm going to have to use this flamenco pen for those flamenco diamond paintings. So I've been waiting to use that one. And I love me a good rainbow. I don't know why I have it on that side. I definitely will. You can tell my tastes have changed for grip because this is how I used to grip it. Look at how bent that multi-placer is too. But now if I were to use this pen, I would be using it with my multi-placer on this side because of my different, how I like to hold on to them now has changed a little bit. So we're going to have quite a few of these as MTN Inspirations pens just because I do like a good MTN pen. So this one was such a cool colorway. I love the greens and browns of that one. And then we have a mini, and with like the inlet little flowers. I do love me a good mini pen. They're just so comfy and fun to hold on to. And then here we have this one with some flowers and like pearls in the flowers right there. It's just so fun seeing them like this. That's definitely something that's super fun to see. So that one, we're keeping those. And you can see how some of these, like I might actually store that one differently so it doesn't continue to, yeah, I think I'm going to store that one separately. But look at how gorgeous that one is. I like that inlet there. This one I'm actually going to put in my tray spot over here because I do have room for a couple pens over here. But these are also MTN Inspirations pens, which are fun pens to do. I love this. Like, look at the greens. You can see I have a thing for green and rainbow colors. So much fun. I love them. And I do like their minis. I don't buy the full-size MTN Inspirations pens anymore. I just buy them as minis, which are these ones here. Because I just find the minis are so much greater. I love the bronze and golds of this one here. Super fun. And some of these were ones that I had gotten as, I think these ones were ones that I did as customs potentially. I'm trying to remember. And then we have a couple more. Let's see, is that also got the gems? That means that I should probably pull it off. But look at how beautiful that pen is. So stunning. Here we have gorgeousness of this one here. They're just so pretty. And then the final one, the MTN Inspirations pens that I have right there, which that is actually, boop. Yeah, we're going to pull that one off to the side. Like, look at that. That one's a hybrid, and it's very much fall vibes. We're going to move this one over here with the other bulky pens because it'll get damaged otherwise. So those are the MTN Inspirations pens. And then we have my Swampwood pens. Like, this one is my Halloweeny Swampwood pen with the green and black. I do like that color combo. And then we have this one right here. These are some of like the early ones that I got. You can tell because of the multi-placer that's still on them, but that is going to be a Swampwood pen. And we have another Swampwood pen right here. Look at that gorgeous beauty. I love it. With the purples. They're so pretty. And we have this one giving more of those like green and yellow Halloween-y vibes for that one. And then we have the more, you know, little plain Jane, like as far as this grip. But you can see how that one, I feel like that does have some yellowing, but I still like the color combination of it with like the blue into some of that yellow aspect of it for that one there. And then we've got more. As you can see, I have a fair number of Swampwood pens. We're going to kind of pull some of these out so we can take a look at them since they're going to be moved over anyways. All right. We'll do it like this so I don't have to keep going pen at a time. All right. So look at this stunner right here. I do love that coloration. It is stunning. So that's another Swampwood pen. Here is like a New Year's glitter confetti one right there. Very vibrant. Here is one of the Tiffany style colors where you get the Tiffany greenish blue and then the white on the other side. This one is actually a Fordite one. I have two Fordite pens. This is one of the Fordite pens that I have, and this was from Swampwood. And then we have this stunner. I do love, love, love this one. Like, look at the pastels of it. It's beautiful. And then we have this gorgeous pink one right there as I like gouge my finger and you have like little pieces of skin sticking off everywhere. Right. But that beauty right there, I'm like, why? Okay. And then we have this one here, which is very similar style-wise. I like that purple chunky glitter. I do like all the glitter that he uses in his pens. Here is a champagne rose one. I do love that. That is so pretty. And then we have this beauty right here with the Tiffany, like the tiered Tiffany glitter one. Oh, so much fun. And then we come into these last ones. We're going to pull this whole strip over I'm going to pull them out, and that way it makes it a little easier to kind of look at them to see. Which those are actually some of the first pens I ever bought right there. We'll set those off to the side. So now we've got this black one with blue. This is some of his newer ones that he had done because it's a little bit fatter overall. But I love that one. And then we have green and blue. Obviously, I'm a fan of green and blue, as you can tell from all of my green and blue pens. Here, this one we have the purple into that like white with some green in there. And I have, this one is a classic Halloween orange and black one. We have this gold confetti one. I think I finally beat Sushi at being able to get into my closet, and she's annoyed because she can't figure out how to get in the closet anymore. So that one right there, another one of the green ones with the green, clear green right there. So there's that one. And then these three pens right here, I want to say that I got these ones from O'Brien, just pen turning. They were my first pens that I had purchased and had made. So we have that one right there, which I'm going to actually like destash them now because I have not felt a draw to use them. Look at how pretty they are though. This one I kind of feel like it's so much fun. Look at that like chunky round confetti in here for this pen. That's so much fun. And it's a fun little grip, but I'm like, actually I'm keeping this one. I do really like that one. So anyways, those are the first tray of pens. So we're going to set this off to the side so I can continue to stock it. And then we're going to look at the next pen tray or pen holder thing. The next thing of pens. Even though that's, like about half an hour in and we only have gone through one of those. And I have 4 of these. But granted, I do not have 4 full ones. I have 3 full and 1 partial that I'm trying not to fill. So we're going to take a look at these. Okay, so these are going to be a lot of my Peachy Keen pens right here. I'm seeing for these here, we're going to pull them out like this because it's easier if I can pull a 10 swap out. And yeah, these are all Peachy Keen pens right in here that I'm pulling out. So first up, this one right here, it's so fun. It's pink and green, kind of watermelon-y. Love it. So that is a Peachy Keen pen. And then we have this pale pink one, another Peachy Keen pen. I know my Peachy Keen pens are kind of like, tend to have a lot of the gems in them. There's that one there. This one was one of my earliest one. It's a Neapolitan Peachy Keen pen. I do love it, but it's not a grip that I'm finding myself going to. I've gone away from this style of grip because I don't find it comfortable anymore. So we're going to put that one down as much as I love it. I love, love, love the heavy glitter in this one here. Hi, Carcass. So that one is a must keep. This one, I think, this was one of my first couple Peachy Keen pens. I think it might have been my first Peachy Keen pen. I do love the green of it. I love everything about it except for its length. It's a long pen. So this one is, you can see how this is the length I like to go to is like right here at the longest. And you can see how that one is like a good 1/2 inch longer. So it's a little too long for me to comfortably hold. I do enjoy this one here. It's a really pretty one. It was kind of fun with the different like tiered stacked layerings for that one there. And we have, this one was another early one that I did. It's also a little bit longer. I want to say, let me pull my, we're going to measure. How long is that one? 5.5. I like 5 1/4 is like my longer length that I'll go with. So this one isn't horrible. You can see it's a little bit shorter of that one. That one's like 5 3/4. So this is like 5.5, and it's a very pretty one, and it's a hybrid. So I'm going to put that one in there, but I'm kind of on the fence about destashing that one. This one is so fun. It's a watermelon pen. It's so fun. I love it. And then the last one of these ones from this side is this gorgeous rainbow one. Love it. So those are there, and we have a couple more Peachy Keen pens. These are my small ones. So these are a couple more Peachy Keen pens. That one's not, I'll go over that one in a minute. Peachy Keen. And we will see where I got, because some of them I'm like, wait, I can't remember. So I think this one might actually be my Creations Morin custom pen that I had done. I do not remember. I think it might be that one. Otherwise, I'm trying to remember where I got this one from, and I don't. But this is a Peachy Keen pen. This mini right here is a Peachy Keen pen. Same thing with the super fun, pretty little mini, and this mini right here. So these 3 minis are all from Peachy Keen pens. So we're going to take care of those ones and put them in my container. Next up, this one right here is very pretty. And I want to say that one is also a Peachy Keen pen. It reminds me very much of a Lace and Laceworks turning with this little tip. But those tend to be like similar on both sides, not as different. So this one is also a Peachy Keen pen. And I love the gold in it. It's like, I don't normally go for red, but when it's gold is in there like that, that's something that I'm a sucker for, some gold. Here is another Peachy Keen pen, which is so fun. Kind of like those earthy pastels. And like I said, I'm not sure off the top of my head where this one is from, but it's one of my like favorite styles. These three are all going to be from Stacy Travis at Lady Lathe Customs by Design. This one was actually the first like small shop, not because I got a couple of the like Jim's Handmade pens and O'Brien custom pens. I got those off of Etsy like way back when, but this was the first time that I kind of like branched out and went a little bit more adventurous, and this was my first hybrid that I ever bought, was this one right here. I love it. It's like, oh, so much nostalgia in that one. Here is a small pastel-y one, also from Stacy Travis. And here is this one, which is a little bit more of like, kind of a, like muted confetti. I'm like not caring for that color so much. So we're going to put it up to, what are you trying to do, Sushi? So we have made some really good progress. We are down 2 full flats of pens, which is a good thing because I am trying to, you know, cut back on pens. We're actually, while we're at it, so this one right here, this Lady Lathe Customs pen is so pretty. We're going to pop it right there. So now we have this tray completed. I can close up this thing of pens and we can move along and see what else we can kind of like de-stash from my pens as I'm going through my hoard. Because like I said, I'm trying to like I've done so good in like not purchasing pens this year. So 2025 was like the year that I bought like literally everything. I want to say 2024, 2025, I bought literally everything. 2026, I have not been buying. You've seen, I think maybe 1 or 2, if that, small shop hauls this month or this year. And that's because I have not been purchasing like I had been purchasing. I am not buying all of the I'm not buying all the pens. I'm not buying all of the putties and waxes and trays. I'm not purchasing a lot of that stuff. So that's something that I've really kind of cut back on, a lot of that. And we're going to go ahead and, you know, take a look and see if I can continue doing that and not purchasing. So as we look at them, this is another Peachy Keen pen. I love this one with like the Chola. It's a hybrid. It's gorgeous. I love it. And then we have this one right here as a hybrid. I want to say this one is not a, this one is actually no, both of these, they're not Peachy Keen. These both are from Stacy Travis. I was like, why am I blanking? Because I'm like, that's a Stacy turn. So this one right here as a hybrid with this like, meshwork inside, stunning. Love it. And then we have right here, I want to say this one, I can't remember if this one was a Stacy pen or if this one was a, instead of being, because Stacy, it's a co-op. So this is still a Lady Lathe Customs by Design co-op pen, but it might not have been a Stacy pen for this one here. I think this was done by one of the other ladies. Like same thing with this brown one. I think those were done by one of the other ladies in the group, which I'm blanking on her name. So let me try to pull up Vicky. As I'm like loading the site, these I think are both from Vicky. Still part of Lady Lathe Customs as the co-op. This one is a House of Rainbows pen. I love the colors of it, but it's too long for me. I do love the colors, but I'm going to get rid of that one. This one is also a House of Rainbows. I am keeping this one because I do love it. Or is this one a Apache? I can't remember if this is a House of Rainbows or Apache. I think it's House of Rainbows because they're kind of grouped together, but I love the coloring on that one. It's so fun. This one right here is also a House of Rainbows pen. It's a little bit more of a chunky fat pen. For this one, I do like the glitter, the chunky glitter on it. And then we have this one right here. Both of these are actually from Triple Crafts, which was a Filipino shop. So a small shop from Etsy that I had purchased from. And this one right here, you can see it's got some of the flower potpourri in it, which is really pretty, but it's not necessarily one that I'm like loving. I do like this one a little bit more. I think this was part of her Taylor Swift series from like Era's pens. So that's what this one is. So I'm going to keep that one. And then we have those pens. These are going to be my Leopard Leatherworks pens, which we're going to kind of pull all of these out. so we can go into our same style, flippy flippy. All right, okay. So like I said, these ones are my Leopard Leatherworks pens, which this one right here, this is the Fourth Wing Dragon pen. So that's this one right here. And then this was the pen that they actually created for my event for Year of the Dragon, which I think that was the first year for my Lunar New Year DP along, was this one here. And I do love that pen. I think it's gorgeous. It's a fun, gorgeous pen. Oh, and then I have some customs from them. I love this particular blank. It's just so ridiculously fun. So that one is kind of like got all the different colors. This one is a dark one, and it's such a unique blend. I do really love, love, love this pen, but I'm finding that this is too short for me to hold on to. I need more of an elongated hold where it doesn't taper down. It can be like this, but it would need to come up and have that a little bit bigger. So this one I'm going to put in the D-stash because it's a grip style that I'm not enjoying as much. This one right here is another Leopard Leatherworks, and I love it. I love this particular blank. I think I bought this blank twice, but this one is so stunning. I love the dark greenish blue with these flowers, the flower confetti in there. Oh, so much fun. Here is one of my earliest, you can tell because it has the Everlasting Tips tip right there. This is one of my earliest Leopard Leatherworks pens that I had. So there's that one. Here is a like rainbow mermaid scale one, which it bothers me that that is not lined up with the scales. So I'll need to do that next time, but I do like that one quite a bit. And then we have this one right here. These ones are some of the custom ones. I do really like this one right here. And it's not quite as tapered right through there. So this one I can still like hold on to and it's comfy. And then we have this one right here, which was kind of like a really interesting like pen as far as the molds. It was a very interesting one. So that one is kind of cool. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I'm not feeling that combination. So we're going to pull that one out. And now we're going to go ahead and grab these ones and pull them off so I can continue looking at the pens. We're making good progress though. I want to say these are the last ones from Leopard Leatherworks in there. And then I have some non-Leopard Leatherworks in here as well. So that puts us right there. We have this one, which is, I think, the companion to Fire and Ice. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's a little bit more of a sloping there. So I do really like this one here. That's the companion piece to Fire and Ice. Here is kind of like this was a very interesting blank. So these were some customs that I had done. I do really like the grip on this one. I do like that grip and that point for it. But I'm like, this is one where the blank looked so much prettier in the, like, before it was turned. It's like, I like it, but I'm like, eh. Whereas this one, I love it. It's stunning. This one is another one that I really, really love. So we're gonna pop that one in there. And then we have Year of the Snake. So there's a snake and there's a cobra on there. So this one was Year of the Snake here from them. And then this one was just a fun little bow tie one. It seems like very lightweight compared to the other ones, but nice little elongated tip there. So there are those ones. And then we have a couple additional pens right here. These ones are also from this first one. This is also from Stacy Travis over at Lady Lathe Customs. This gorgeous pen right here. I do really love this pen. And then we're gonna come into this one, which is also from Lady Lathe Customs. I don't know if this, yeah, this is one that Stacy turned. I do love those colors. And this one here is another one from Lady Lathe Customs or Stacy Travis. Then we have this right here. This is a Butterfly Effect Wears. It is gorgeous. I do love this pen. It's definitely big. I think this one is a little bit too big for me. I love it, but it's too big. So we're gonna pull that one off to the side. And now we have these ones in here, which we're gonna pull off and move over. I have a lot of Butterfly Effect Wears pens because I do particularly love, especially the minis. I have only a small handful that are not minis, and then the rest of my Butterfly Effect Wears are actual mini pens. So we have this one right here, which she is gorgeous. This is one of my favorite like colorways that they did. I love it. It's stunning. And it was so pretty and I loved it so much. I bought 2 pens from that drop. So there is another one from that drop. It's just such a beautiful colorway. This one is Cherry Blossom. It's a longer pen than what I normally get. but it's cherry blossoms, so that doesn't matter. I will like keep it regardless. And it's a little bit thinner than that other one. The other one was like a fat pen. This one's a little thinner. Then we have this one with some whites in creamy colors. Again, the mini pen. Here is kind of like a spring watermelon-y pen. I love the champagne pastel pink of this one right here. So we're kind of getting into all the mini pens that I have from them. This is like their Christmas tree style one where it's supposed to be like a tree that you see right there, and it's got Christmas trees inside of it. So that's a fun one. Here is just like, you know, an emerald green, sparkly emerald green. Here we have this one with the pink. I'm a sucker for pinks and greens. I think if you looked at everything that I have, it's a lot of pinks and greens. That's really what it comes down to. So we're going to pull these ones out. And we're going to move them over to that front part. So I just realized that I had zoomed in too far and you were getting the edge of my, this thing. So I'm trying to not get that in your way. So I apologize if you had like a little shadowing in the corner. That was not my intent. Look at how stunning this one is. That is so pretty with the fawn green and the white. Oh, it's gorgeous. I'll just keep saying that about all these pens. And then I have a fair number of these cherry blossom pens because those are like must buys for me whenever I see a cherry blossom one. And I liked the combination. I'm not normally a yellow person, but I liked the combination of the yellow with the pink on that one. As you can see, these are all like mini pens. And I have like specific turnings that I've found that I really love. Like, look at the vibrant fluorescence of that. That one's so fun. My favorite turning style for a butterfly effectors pen is like this turn right here, this one here, and then there's another one that has a smaller single spot in there. But like, look at that, gorgeous. Here is one with some of like that gold chromy flaking type stuff in there. And then this fun pastel-y one. I think I've got a couple pens that kind of give me that vibe. Not all of them butterfly effect wears. Some of them I think we've already looked at that kind of give me similar muted pastel vibes to that. So there's that one that we already looked at. This pen, which I should really use for the Be Happy DP Along hosted by Natalie and Tiffany. I should really use this pen for that because of the yellows of it. I think I have a kit with a bee in it. And this one is, I love this colorway. This is like a mega mini. It was kind of like the only one that I could get from the drop, but it's such a beautiful colorway. It's fatter than I normally get, but it's still a mini. So I like just the standard minis. Now we're going to pull these last few from this tray, or this case of pens. And then we will move along. Okay, look at the pastel pinks. Again, I'm a sucker for their pastel pinks. Such a sucker for the pastel pinks. Here is another of like the watermelon-y style ones, which I think I have another one. Because this is like multiple years of pen buying. So it's very similar to this one, but slightly different for that one. And it's a different turn. I love this one. Oh, the green and gold. Ooh, gorgeous. Here is another one of like the muted pastels. I love it. Like kind of like almost a matte instead of like the sparkle finish. We have some summery tones right there. And our last couple, here is a mini, like a micro mini. Look at that one. I love it. Sometimes I'm like, I have to buy it just because, even if it's not the exact turn is what I used to do. Here's another cherry blossom one. Doesn't have very much actual cherry blossoms in it. And then here is another one of like just a kind of a green one. I like this green better than that emerald green of the other one. And then here is another one of like the matte finish of these with some sparkles in it. So pretty. So pretty. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our next pen case. And this pen case is actually the last fully filled pen case that we're going to have. The other pen cases are not full. The only other one is not full, so that's kind of like a plus. It is not full like this one was. So I have some more butterfly effect wears in here, and then I think this has most of my Enablers Outpost type pens and some other ones in there. So we're going to pull these out and take a look, see what we got, because it's going to be a little bit before I get to the point of needing to do that. All right, so here is another butterfly effect wears. This is another turn that I like on their regular size. It's a fun turn, and this is my favorite multi-placer side. Here's that same turn, but in this fun colorway right there. And the third one that I have in that turn right there, which that was one where I got this pen from the drop, and then this I got later on sale. Here, this one is one that again from like one of my first ever pen videos. Here, well, here's another butterfly effect wears pen. I want to say this one was the first Lace and Lathworks pen that I got. It's actually a wood pen, and I bought that one off of Etsy before I even really knew much about pen stuff. And then these are some customs that I had done with Lace and Lathworks. I love like the funky funness of this blank right there. And then we have these ones, which are just super fun. I want to say these ones were ones that I actually got as de-stash off of a friend, but they are also Lace and Lathworks pens. And here are two more from that I had done. I love how this blank is. It's so complex. And then here is more golds. I found that, again, this is not a turn that I like, the bamboo style. I didn't know that until I had actually gotten it. And then I'm like, yeah, no, not a fan. So the things that we learn. All right. So we're going to continue on taking a look-see. These ones are now going to be the majority of these next ones are going to fall under the Enablers Outpost tag. For the rest of these pens that we're about to pull out. This one right here, I think this one, I don't think that one doesn't have his gloss. So this one is still a Lace and Lathworks pen. It's a stunning, gorgeous pen. Love it. And I can tell his because he has this really high shine gloss. This one I do not believe is his because it's like it's not polished to the same extent that I would expect. I want to say this one was one that I had gotten from Enablers Outpost. Very pretty pen, but not polished to that same degree. These ones are Enablers Outpost. So this one was a fun, honeycomb blank for that one there. Here, this is one of my early ones. I do love it. This is now my favorite grip to hold on to is that side. But this was one of my early Enablers Outpost pens from them. And like, I love the color on this one here. The grip isn't my favorite, but I'm in love with the color of it. So it's like, it's not one that I enjoy using because of the grip, so I am going to get rid of it, even though I love that colorway. This one is super fun too. Like, look at that. It's gorgeous. I love it to grip onto, but I'm gonna put that one in to get rid of. Here, this one is another one that I had as a custom, but I'm not as much of a fan because I think this was before I told Edward to turn all of my pens with the same tip. So this was kind of before that. So it's a little thinner than I like, not as comfortable. Here is a gorgeous pink one. It doesn't come through well, the coloring of this one, but it's kind of like cherry blossom. It's got snowflakes in it, but very much gives me like those pink cherry blossom vibes for that one there. It's a very pretty pen. These two I love. These are two minis from Enablers Outpost. They didn't make minis very often, but these are two of them that I got, and I love them both. This one, oh, so pretty with those greens. And then this with the chunky glitter in the pinks of that one. Gorgeous. All right. So now we're going to continue on with our never-ending string of Enablers Outpost pens. So we have a lot. I have a lot. That's who I've purchased the majority of my pens from, has been Enablers Outpost. So this one is very much a Christmassy type of one. You can see it's got the snowflakes on there. I love the grip of this one, but I'm not feeling the snowflake vibe. I've got enough other snowflake pens. Here is a hybrid. That one I am definitely keeping. I tend to keep all my hybrids, well, not all of them. There have been some that I have de-stashed. Here, this is one of my early ones. I'm not as much of a fan of that. I love the grip of it, but I'm not a fan of the color of it as much. Same thing, this one is super cute with the butterflies in it, but again, I'm not feeling that colorway as much. I love, 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 love this colorway. So even though this is thinner than what I've been using, I love the colorway, and it's still got my favorite tips for the ends right there. This one is also a super fun one, and it's easy and fun to hold on to, that style. Again, keeping that gorgeous beauty. Here is another one of my early Enablers Outpost pens, which I have some other like muted toned pens like this, so we're going to get rid of that one. Here is one of my butterfly slash flower blank pens, so we're keeping that bad boy. Love the confetti. Those kind of remind me of New Year's for that one there. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that one. Here I have like the Harry Potter ones. So I have all 4 of these for the Harry Potter pens for the different houses for Harry Potter. So got those. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can do 4 more pens in this one. So this one was a custom that I had done. She is pretty, definitely thin and not as comfy for me to hold on to. I love the blank that I had, but it's a little bit thinner, so we're getting rid of that one. This one is better. It's a little bit thicker, so it's easier for me to hold on to. I do like the rings on that. So cool. And then we have this beauty right here with these little rubber duckies in it. Oh my gosh, that's like a perfect pen for summer. With the little rubber duckies in it. And then here is a stunning hybrid that I got from them. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. You never really saw a ton of hybrids come across that they would do, but they were pretty when they were. This one is also, the reason why I was like, I can get rid of this one is because I have this one, which I like the layout where there's more flowers in it more. So I'm keeping that one instead. So now we have filled up the second tray or the second container of pens is now completely full, and now I can close this one up. And my goal, ideally, I would like to be able to condense all of my pens down into just 3 containers, and not have to have like all 4 of these, you know, pen things. So that's my goal, is to go down to just the 3 and see if I can fit everything in just 3 of them. So we're gonna see if we can accomplish that. I have pulled a whole bunch of pens out from there, as you can see, for destashing and getting rid of, which is like awesome sauce. Makes me super happy. I've also been a little bit like stricter about it, where I'm like, okay, I can't just be like, oh, but it was my first one from the shop, or oh, I love it. I have to be like, do I actually see myself using it again as its ticker came up? And the answer is resoundingly no. So 1, 2, 3. So I have now pulled 35 pens out to destash. So we're going to grab some of these and move them over and take a look at where they fall in here. Love, love, love. Gorgeous pen. This one's a little chunky, but it's short, but it's chunky. But I love her. She's gorgeous. We're going to put it that way because it's awkward doing it the other way. Here is a green one. This one is really pretty, but a little bit thinner, not quite as thrilling for me to keep. Here, this one is one that has yellowed for sure because it was clear with these little rings in it. So we're going to get rid of that one. This one is a wood pen, and it's so cute. This one did end up with like a chip, I think, on the wood right in here. There was like a crack and part of the wood had come off. You can kind of see the line of it right there. So Edward had glued it back together and was like, basically just don't use the single placer side, which I'm fine with because I don't single place anyways. So that was one that the blank had shipped when he made it. Here was, I liked this blank so much I bought it twice. So I had one turned by Leopard Leatherworks, I want to say, and then this one turned by Edward over at Enabler's Outpost. Love it. I would have to say, hands down, my favorite pen turner out of all of the pen turners that I've tried, I would say that my favorite pen turner was Edward over at Enabler's Outpost. He was my absolute favorite pen turner. And then secondary to him would have been like Butterfly Effect Wares. And then everybody else after that is like very close running wise. And you can usually tell because it's like if I have the most pens from somebody, it's usually because I loved them. So I love the color on this one. It's just a simple green glitter. So we're going to pop that one in there. Here is a turtle beachy one. And yes, it's starting to yellow a little bit, but it's so cute. I love those turtles. So we're keeping that bad boy. So I love it. We are keeping it. Here is like such a unique, fun kind of like, it's not your typical coloration for this one here. So that one's kind of fun. It's a very much different, but we're going to put it because it's like the color. I'm like not feeling that color right now. Here is another hybrid that was not like the typical turn that I'm used to seeing, but that's another one from Enabler's Outpost. And we are like over an hour into looking at all of these pens, you guys. Oh my goodness. Here is another one of the flower blank ones. I love this portion down here so much. I really love them. I would love to see somebody do some of the like the flower blanks now. Here's just another solid wood pen, kind of like that little green one. This is another just wood pen from Enabler's Outpost, which they didn't do those that often. Here is another one of the Harry Potter series for, I think that one was what's like one of the houses. Here is a third one for the houses. And the fourth one is somewhere in here. I love both of these pens. I love, love, love that. I think Cocoon Blanks is one of my favorite blank makers. And I believe both of these blanks were from Cocoon, and I had them sent to Edward interned with him. So there's those ones. So now we've got these ones here. So yeah, this is kind of like cathartic for me. Every time I move houses, like every 2 to 3 years, I end up moving. And whenever I move, I always go ahead and I like declutter everything, and I get rid of so much stuff every time I move. Well, this is not, you know, it's not necessarily the same thing, but in a way it kind of is. I'm not moving or anything like that, but I am going through and pulling out things to kind of declutter and reduce my inventory of what I have. Because I was over consuming for way too long, and I've tried to reel back on it, and I've done really well with all the accessories. Still to be determined to see how well I'm doing on the diamond painting side, but the accessories, definitely an improvement. I love this one with the blue and the gold. Kind of like the coppery burnished gold. Here is another gold type one, but not necessarily the type of grip that I like for it. And with all of the ones of like this coloration that I have, I'm fine getting rid of that one. This one's so unique and different. Like, look at that. That's such a cool design. It's a really funky, different design. I'm not a fan of like blue and red. I'm not a red person, so we're gonna get rid of that one. This one is really fun. I do like this kind of like teal aqua mintiness to that one, so we're keeping that one. And then we have this one right here. So pretty. I love it. I love it so much. I think I have a blue one like that. I know I do, from Leopard Leatherworks. Here is just a white yellowy one, which we're gonna get rid of. Not feeling it. This is one of my earliest ones. I'm also, you can tell because of this type of tips that are on it, I'm going to get rid of that one as well. Love this one. So I kind of, once I started to realize that I had a specific preference for my pen turns and how I did them, I basically would either only buy the ones from Enablers Outpost that had this tip, or I would, when I sent them in for customs, I would have them turned so Edward would throw that tip onto my pens. So that was like the one thing that I had preference-wise. Was that elongated tip for my Enablers Outpost pens. Everything else, I was like, do whatever you want to do for it. This one, the gems have started to come off of it, so I need to like re-glue gems on. So 2 of them have already fallen off. There's another one right there. Let's see, we're going to pull some more pens to kind of continue on. That's the one downside of doing it like this, is I have to pull them out. I know last year I just kind of like laid them all out ahead of time for you guys, which was definitely a little bit more time consuming, but that was because I was, it took a lot to pull them all out, and then I was trying to figure out what shop I had gotten them from, and I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, okay, some of those small shops up at the beginning, oh well. Look at this one, so fun. It is a fun one. This is weird with the white in there, which was actually how it was poured. Here is the 4th of the Harry Potter pens, so we are good on that front. This one was another kind of like benign, weird, funky one. Love this blue one right there. That is stunning. That's a beautiful pen. There's a lot of beautiful pens in here. A lot of beautiful pens. All right. So this one is a little bit chunkier and fatter. It has like little, I can't tell if they're kitty cats or dogs, but little babies in there. Little babies in that one there. Ooh, almost ripped my fingernail. That would not have been fun. Here is another green one. A little bit thinner. I do love this one with the green and the yellow on that one. That one's kind of fun. Here, this one is so cool. I love the chunky glitter in it. That's something that makes me super happy, is chunky confetti glitter stuff. Here is more of like a muted greens, green and white. Love that turn. In case you were wondering whether I have a thing for green or not, obviously I do. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this one. You can see this is one that I had gotten a huge discount for when I bought it, because you can see that's like exposed with the process. Yeah, you can see exposed right there. So we're going to get rid of that one. It's just kind of one of those things where life's too short to keep things that I'm like, no, that's not doing it. So now we're going to pull these ones out. And let's see, 3 more. Joop, joop. All right. So now we can flip back over here and see where we fall on these pens. So this one right here, Gorgeous. Love the green aspect of it. You can tell that it's yellowed over the years with that coloration for it. But some of them I'm like completely fine with the yellowing because it's yellows into a color that goes with the rest of the color of the pen. Here is another one that I had done as a custom with these stars in it. Purples with the stars. Gorgeous. Love that. Ugh, as I stabbed myself with my pen tip. Here is another hybrid. Love it. It's such a pretty one. I love the sparkly blue in there. Oh, so pretty. And then we have this green and blue one here. See, if you're going to make it clear, you need to add a tint to it so it doesn't get that yellowing for it, for that one there. Here is another hybrid that I had sent in. Oh my gosh, I love this blank so much. Love, love, love it. That's one of my top ones right there. Here is, oh, this is so pretty. It's just so simple and pretty. I love the blues on that one. This is one of the older ones, and I'm going to put this one in the D-stash for that one there. Here was one, I'm trying to think of, this was one of those, I think Castaway Creations was the ones that did these. Or it was a different company that does like the funky weird blanks. And that's what this is, which was the same as the other one that I got rid of in there. So that's what this one is right there. Here, this was the blank was from Triple Crafts, and then I had it sent to Edward to turn. Same thing for this blank right here was made by Triple Crafts, which is the Filipino store. And then I had it sent to Edward for turning. Now, we're getting close to the end of these pens, you guys. Craziness. That's incredible. Only gonna take us like an hour and a half to get through it. That's, you know, not horrible. I have so many pens. It's ridiculous. All right. So now we're going to come back over here and we're going to take a look at these pens. This one, stunning. This is a custom that I had sent in. Oh, so pretty. I want to say that that one was one from blank from Cocoon. Here is, like I said, I've got multiples of this like dark with the pastel petals in there. Love it. This one is such a cool combination, like the blue to the white to the green, the sparkle. Here, this one's a little bit unique and different, and oh, I love it. It's a fun one. Here is kind of like, this was, I think, my very last custom order that I had gotten from Enablers Outpost. This is one of them, and I'm not really feeling this. I don't even know if I've actually technically used this pen yet or not, but I'm just not feeling that particular blank. So we're going to get rid of that one. I do like this one. With it being the pastel, it's a little bit chunkier than my normal and also slightly longer than I normally get. Here, this is another one from Triple Crafts. It's a very pale pastel-y pinkish yellow, and that's the color it's supposed to be. Here, love this one. I like the coloration and the combination of colors, and I love, 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 love that one there. So we're going to keep that one. And here, this one with green to dark green. Stunning beauties. So we have made some really good progress thinning these down. All right, so we've got some more pens in here for me to showcase. So we will do that. And then we will move over to our final container of pens. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is crazy. Like I think we're going to be able to condense this down into, 3 containers. I think so. So I have these 2 pens right here that I bought at a retreat. These are Palm Pen Pal, I believe is what it's from. But they are really pretty. They're polymer clay, but she kind of like puts the resin around it to kind of solidify it. So I like these. This one is a small one, and this one is a chunkier one. And you can see she uses like the tube as the form and then makes them. I'm going to put these where they set in place, but not inside a thing like that. That's what I'm going to do for these 2 because I don't want them to end up getting like mangled in any way. This is my other Fordite pen that I have. This is my Enablers Outpost Fordite pen. So that's that one. And it's really cool seeing how different the 2 are for that one there. This is super fun. This one is another Stacy Travis Lady Lathe Customs by Design pen. This one was so ridiculously fun. I bought this at a previous retreat, but that one's from Stacy Travis. And then right over here, another Enablers Outpost pen with that coloration. And then this is actually a butterfly effectors. I had never seen a butterfly effectors like this, and it's a hybrid. So it's like you have wood here and you have a different wood here, and then they used this like resin donut in the middle to kind of like tie it together, which is super cool. Here is another Enablers Outpost pen, very much on the pastel vibes. Here, this is another custom Enablers Outpost. Oh, love it. there's been a couple shops that I had gotten customs from and I wasn't happy with the pens, so I've ended up destashing them. Here is another little tiny one, and then this custom right here, both from Enablers Outpost. Look how gorgeous that is, that hybrid right there. Oh, love it. So we're gonna put those away, and we're gonna slide this off to the side so we can grab the last thing of pens and see how we do kind of taking care of these ones and putting these ones in there. I'm gonna slide this out of the way so that way I actually have some room on my desk amidst all of these pens to be able to actually see what I'm doing a little bit better. So I'm probably, realistically, I should probably put those towards the end, so I'm gonna move these over here. And we're gonna slide these into the back. All right, so now we're gonna open this up and see what we got. So I'm actually working, this is where I'm at as far as going through all of the pens that I own. I like to go through my pens in the order that I've like purchased them in, so that way nothing's kind of getting neglected in a way, I guess you could say. Here is another Enablers Outpost pen. And then this one right here is kind of like the blue and gold, kind of navy colors for Enablers Outpost pen. Here was a custom Enablers Outpost. I'm in love with that, one of my favorite ones, which actually goes along with the 3 that I was working on right now. So I need to leave that blank because actually those pens are going to fall into here. This one is another one from that same like blank drop. It's definitely a little bit chunkier. I'm actually kind of feeling like, I don't know, they're pretty, but at the same time I'm like, do I actually like these? And I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. And then we're going to pop these back over here. And we're going to move this one over here. And there we go. This one is a Butterfly Effect Wears, probably one of my favorite Butterfly Effect Wears. I love the vibrancy of it with that burnished copper. Here is another Peachy Keen pens. This is a mini, like a jumbo mini that has little turtles, and like I like how they swirled the water in here so you don't have to worry about like the white to be like the foam. Love that one. Oh my goodness, this one doesn't want to fit in there because it's so fat. And then this was another Peachy Keen pen mini one that I had gotten, which I have yet to use. And now we're going to continue with our pens. And we're going to see what hi, baby cat. Are you carcassing over here, Susu? Are you a Susie carcass? Hi, baby. Can we see your little pretty face? Hey, can we see your face? No, we can't see your face. Hi, baby. She's like, no, mama, you can't. Spoiled baby. All right, next up, this one is another Enablers Outpost. I do love the pink and the teal of that one. That's a really good color combination. Here is another one from them. I like the gold flake in that. I think that's super cool. Here, this one is actually one that I got from Stacy Travis, Lady Lathe Customs, at one of the previous retreats. I do love it. Another Butterfly Effect Wears pen. So this, we're kind of getting into the pens that I have purchased this year, I want to say. With these ones, except for those ones. But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? This was another Enablers Outpost pen, and I'm not a fan of that colorway. Here I have like 3. Oh no, this one is like the matte finish on that. Stunning. Love it. Butterfly Effect Wears. And then I have 3 Butterfly Effect Wears pens that I bought on D-Stash from someone, and that's this turn right here, which is a little different than what I'm used to seeing turning wise, but I love these pens. Love them. They're so fun. I have a thing for Butterfly Effect Wears pens, and I think it's more so because this grip is so easy for me to hold on to. It's a comfortable grip. Look at that stunner right there. I'm trying to think of where I got this one from. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm trying to, this hybrid, I'm like, where did I get it? I, for the life of me, do not remember where I got that one. It's gorgeous, though. Oh, that's why. Okay, it's a Norse Alchemist. I was like, it looks like Norse Alchemist. But yes, it is a Norse Alchemist pen. So we're going to kind of pull these over so we can have a look-see. All right. So this is another Norse Alchemist pen right here. I think I had done like another order on them not too long ago. Sometime last year. Oh my goodness, you're ridiculous. Here is some fall vibes butterfly effect wearers. This one is a mini from Enabler's Outpost. I had 2 done like this, one for me and one for my mom, because it was in an 8-inch blank. Another butterfly effect wears. That's one of the micro minis. This one is actually from Stacy Travis over at Lady Lathe Customs. It's a hybrid, and it's a little mini hybrid, and I love it to pieces. Here is another one that I had gotten from a D-stash from a friend, and I want to say this is a Lace and Lathe Works pen. So that's what that one is. Here we have another one that I want to say, oh gosh, I think this was another one that I got off of that D-stash, so I don't remember where this one was from, because I never asked her. These ones are some customs that I had done by Stacy Travis over at Lady Lathe Customs. So these are from like those same pen drops that I had done from there. This one has like playing cards inside of it, and I love the grip on them. So these are kind of those like ridiculously fun pens if you need something just off the wall. This one has like little Count Chocula or whatever you want to call them, like little Halloween-y figurines in there for this one. I like that she did the black around in there to kind of give it that accent. And then this one right here, kind of like more of a white butterfly one right there. I do like the grips on it. I'm not a fan of like this pen colorway. Really, so we're going to de-stash that one. That was like one that I had purchased the blank ages ago and had it sent to her, and it took a hot minute to get them turned because she had a lot of life stuff going on, and I was like, don't worry about my pens, I'll get them eventually. So I was like, you can put me at the bottom of the list, and then she turned them so I could have them for one of our day retreats down in Kissimmee. So that's what those ones were. And there's going to be a few of them in here that I will show you that she had turned. All right, this is another one from that Stacy turned for me from my custom drop with her. I do really like that one, look wise. I probably will eventually get rid of these 2 just because I'm not a fan of the blank, which is my own fault. This one is so pretty. I do really like this one. Again, turned by Stacy. This one right here, love, love, love to pieces. Again, turned by Stacy, and it has these like little gems around it, like little flower gems. Boom, 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 boom. This one, she has like these little flowers that she put around it when she turned that one. And then we have this one right here, a little bit more simplistic. I do like the accent right there. Would you stop yelling, Carcass? She's yelling because she can't get in the closet and she knows she can't get in. This one was another Peachy Keen pen. So this was a little mini from Peachy Keen Pens. And this one right here, Butterfly Effect Wears, pink colors. As you see, I have a lot of pinks. And then we have these 3 pens, which were actually from the last round of customs from Enabler's Outpost, which I'm not a fan of the blanks. These are ones that I had done, and they were like some of the last pens that, you know, Edward turned, and he turned them like they're fatter than what I like. They're definitely a little on the chunkier than what I prefer side, so I'm actually going to get rid of all 3 of them. And I can tell, like, the quality is just, you can see how rimmed and, like, lined they are. The quality is just not there compared to what I was used to. Same thing, like, you can see all the lines in it where there was not, like, time really taken to polish it. So we're putting that one in the get rid of pile. And then we have the last 3 pens, which are ones that are older pens that I just finally put in this container. So this was an older Enabler's Outpost with the flowers in it. I do like those flowers. So I'm going to pop that in there. And then we have this one, which is a Norse Alchemist. It's gorgeous. It's stunning with those chunky flowers. And then this one right here, which I want to say it was, this is one of my early ones. So was that one also a House of Rainbows? I can't remember. But that is where we are with that. So I have successfully condensed down into 3 pen cases, and I can put this 4th one in the out of commission. And now my pens have to be able to maintain where I can fit them into 3 containers. So that means that if I get like 10, 15 more pens basically, then at that point I'm gonna have to start, you know, like de-stashing, getting rid of pens in order to add pens in, because this is a lot of pens that I have. But now we have successfully made our way through the complete pen hoard, and we have downsized tremendously. We have quite a few pens that I have downsized. As we look, I'm going to bring these over so you guys can see. as I make a mess, but we're gonna kind of pull this over here, and I'm just gonna make sure that they can't fall. But look at all of these pens right here. This is what I decided to pull out for D-Stash pen-wise. So that's a lot of pens that I'm pulling. I have more pens in my D-Stash pile than a lot of people have in their entire pen hoard. And that's just like craziness. So anyways, we are going to go ahead and call that good for today. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of my pen hoard. It has actually shrunk in size significantly from last year, because last year I want to say I had that 4th container mostly full. So this means, and now I've completely gotten rid of the 4th container by pulling these for D-Stash. So I have made some really good progress on D-Stashing pens, and I'm super pleased with myself. Now I need to actually sell them. That's the other half of it. I need to actually post them for D-Stash. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of the pens that I have. I do love my pens. I just have to practice self-control and not buy all the pens, because I do not need this many pens. And that's not even all of my pens. I don't need that many pens, because you can only use, like, I typically have 3 going at a time, an 8 placer, 10 placer, and a 12 placer. So we're going to call that good on the pens. I have cut back significantly on my purchases, and we are not going to let it get out of control. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.